And yes, we are live. And okay, we have Cordelia. Me and Cordelia have plenty gist at the back. And
Yes,
plenty things that we talk about. I'm so excited that I'm going to finally meet Cordelia on Saturday. If you
me
are in the
too.
UK, you're not coming for that. You are going to be, this guy, you now say, what did I just miss? That's what is going to happen. Of course, you know that I'm streaming live from Birmingham and I'm in the UK. We're here for UK Summit 2024. TIP Summit has come to the UK. I know we are not going. We are going to be in the UK to give you all of it. And yes, Cordelia is also streaming live from United Kingdom, and we are live this morning. Yesterday, I was listening to the Odikolos. I was like, I think their journey is so interesting. In fact, Chidi Odukolo was, in fact, he was on this kind. Hey, I was like, what am I listening to? What's happening here? I usually tell you guys that when it comes to Yada fathers are just something else. I mean, Konyo Dozi is here. I've already met Nkoye. You don't even want to know. I've met several others already. Yay. I met Nkoye yesterday. And yes, amazing. Shout out to UK others. I do not think that they left here till around how many minutes, like how many o'clock, right? And people were just here. It was just so fun seeing everybody in flesh and blood. And yes, we came this morning popping. Alrighty, yes. Somebody's asking me, is it that cold? Oh, well, it's just okay. So that you can come and kill me with cold, yeah. And David Ekwo was my driver yesterday. David, thank you so much. David drove us all the way. And thank you so much. And thank you for being here. Clara Bright, I see you. UK others, get ready. It's going to rain in UK. Cordelia Oputteh. In fact, if I tell you the history between me and Cordelia, this place will not contain us. Like,
At all,
we've got
coach. We'll
plenty
not live here.
most plenty. There have been times where I've given Cordelia fire, like, She'll just go back and say, that's what you want me to do, Abby. But really, I am so grateful. I am so grateful for the others. Cordelia has been just so amazing. They are the others that will fight me, but they will do it. So when they are fighting me, I'm like, you shall do it, Sha. Continue fighting. It's okay to fight, madam. When you are done fighting, can we move? Thank you so much for being here and thank you for joining us. You are live on my intentional parenting journey with me, and you have Cordelia Oputteh. Cordelia Oputteh is streaming live all the way from the United Kingdom. Cordelia, talk to me. I've never really had that question. How did you join the inner circle? How did you get here? What brought you here? Let's go there.
Good morning again, my beautiful yellow coach Wendy of life. In fact, after God is you next in my life because you came into my life at the point where I thought all hope was gone. Good morning,
Mm.
everyone. Good morning to the entire world. Good morning to my fellow Yadas. Cohort 1A. Shout out to all of you. I see all of you, everyone, my team lead, Sandra, everybody, good morning. Members of the TIP Academy, admin, I greet everyone. And I extend my greetings to my Gov because this story is incomplete without him.
I
Thank
know.
you for this opportunity to share my story and to encourage someone. It wasn't
Mm.
easy, coach. When the team reached out to me to say, will I share? I rehearsed like 1,000 times in my head. Do I want to share? No, just say no. Do you want to do this? In fact, I've had anxiety attack. I've relapsed. At the point, I said, just call them and say you can't do this. Just at some point, I was like, you see, this your a lotness. When are you going to learn from it? What is going to happen? In fact, I was telling my accountability partner, she's also in the UK here, Samira. I called her and I told her, I said, Samira, I cannot do this. And she was like, why? Is she going to jump from the screen and eat you up? Why? You see that your backyardness, this is the breaking point. If you can do this, then boom, that thing is over for you. I'm like, okay. So I said, and here I am today, live and direct. So I've broken that stronghold of being timid and being at the back, coach. I'm here
Mm,
live and direct.
mm,
Okay, let me get into how I knew about TIP, coach. You always say a lot of us have 1,000 lions chasing us. My own was more than 1,000. Oh. In fact, if there's anything more than billions, my own lions was more than billions. I had an incident with my son, which I really would not want to share because of where we are. It was terrible because in my wildest dream, I did not believe. I hear it happen to people. I've seen it happen to people, even close people to me. Then all of a sudden, this is happening to my own child. I had no clue. I had no idea. The first point of contact to my brain was, oh God, the enemies have attacked. My
mm,
village people have chased me. It
mm.
is from my husband's lineage. It is from my husband's gene.
Why must
So,
it be from your husband's lineage? Why is it not from your own? Women,
so
sha.
what is going on? I don't understand.
Oh,
First of
God.
all, the spirituality mentality came in. I said, okay, I need to call. Oh, let me call my. So I called my spiritual sister she's also a prayer mentor, Sister Nike. Shout out to you. And when I told her about it, she laughed. She said, calm down. Not everything is a spiritual attack. These things happen. Reach out to Wendy Ologe. Go and talk to her. I say, Wendy Ologe, who is that? From where? How do I contact her? She gave me your Instagram handle. I went to Instagram. I scrolled because I don't do Facebook. Even the Instagram, I'm not fully participating. Is to do a proco look and hide and go once in a while. So I really didn't know how to go about it. But I said, you see this one? I must find a way. I found a way. I found your contact and I sent you an email. I reached out to you and you said, no problem, book a session. I said, book a session, okay. This woman does not know the adversity of this issue that is pursuing me. I said, okay, how much is the session? You told me. You see that thing that you always say that when the problem will happen, the money will vanish out from nowhere. She said, call this number. They will tell you what to do. I called the number. They told me what to do. I said, okay, I paid. I booked the session with you. I think it was for an hour. In fact, after the session, you told me, gave me the points, do this, do this, do this, do this, contact so. When I finished that call, I was like, just like that. She didn't even tell me what I wanted to hear. Oh, I said, no, that's not the solution. But Asha said, okay, just do what she has said. In that instruction, Kochebuka's name was inside. That's how I reached out to Kochebuka. Said, see, oh, my problem is too much. Oh, this is me. Oh, I've been sent. And Kochebuka laughed and said, I don't do this, but because of the person that has referred you, I will do this. My schedule is tight because I think he was coming to the UK for the summer boys camp last year. He said, my schedule is tight, but I will take your son and we will do 3 days straight. When he billed me the money, hey, God, I said, God, I said, no, I won't be discouraged. I will pay. I paid. And that therapy started. That was how I found you, Ma. From there, I started digging. I started searching. Okay, so who is this woman? I started seeing your Tuesday. I was like, how come all these years I have never heard, I have never seen that there's something. I never even knew that there was something called parenting. They teach people how to parent. I said, how? From where? I said, okay. I started following Tuesday Lives. And that period was close to Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro. I paid I joined the sessions. I started attending. From there, I said, after that sex educate your child like a pro. I said, no, 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 no. I booked my slots immediately. I said, this is the place, because too many things were happening around me and at the same time. And it was like I was drowning. I was like, what is going on? Okay, so there's a solution. Now, no matter what it would take me, I am going to get this solution at all costs. That was how I got in contact with you, and that was how I found out about TIP, ma.
Wow, we are in for some season gist. Look at Cordelia. When she's parrying for me in private, she does not remember she's at the back. I will expose you today. Today, it's me and you. I'm not, what? You want to be at the back. You want to be shy. Inside where? When I'm talking now, she will just, Coach, no, 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 no. Let me understand what it is. And I said, look at this. You are coming here. You are coming to harass me. And you know, when Cordelia was talking about, what happened to her, and how she was, wondering, is this evil attack? A lot of people have met me, and I'm not counting 10. I'm not counting 100. I'm not counting 1,000. When they come to me, one-on-one session, newsflash, one-on-one session, January 1st, it's 200K per hour. I'm shouting it now, so that when you come, you not say, yellow woman, she just likes money. Why does she better join in a second now? Because she will like money. Please help me. I did not trek to the UK. I flew flights to be here. Yes. So please, you will pay money. Join in a second is 100K per year. Coach Ebuka is here. He will still give you bill. When the trouble arrives, you will pay the bill without thinking. You will even remember. You will even punch. You see that you're punching for me. You will not remember to punch it. You will just look, you will be so desperate that nothing will make sense. And I'm telling you the truth. You would even struggle. So the best bet for you is, now that there is no problem. People think that it's only people that have problems that need parenting class. It's not true. It is not true. It's not only people that have problems. In fact, it's people that do not have a problem. The more problem you don't have, the more you should find an academy. Because I am privy to a lot of the things that happen in homes, I can't even tell you the story. Neither will Cordelia tell you on this stream. But I tell you for free, some of these stories will scare the living daylight out of your skin. I think you will literally not be able to sleep. I've seen it happen severally. I've seen it happen all the time. And truth is, one-on-one sessions choked me this year. So I decided I'm not doing it if you are not paying me a lot of money. And even 200K will not be a lot of money at that time, actually. So really, I'm telling you now, have access to me so that you can ask your questions, so that you will not say, is it the only thing she said? But you know the truth, when you do it, your result will be there. If you are an instruction taker, say, aye, aye, aye. Thank you so much for being here this morning. And thank you for being here. Shout out to you, Coach Ruth. I see you. Thank you so much for joining us. We're streaming live from the United Kingdom. And yes, we have Cordelia Oputteh. If you don't know about it, TIP Summit Birmingham. It's actually here. And we are live on Saturday. Don't miss it. Oh, I will do next year. I will see her. I'm talking about the physical anointing. Do not miss it, man. All right. Let us go there. I have Konye says, please start early. Start when nothing is happening, so that you don't run kitty kata kata.
Yes.
And Coach Ebuka says, the gov. The gov is here. Prevention is better and cheaper than cure. In fact, Coach Ebuka says that cure is not sure. Cure is not sure. So don't even say, yes, not sure. If you want, so prevent. Thank you for joining me here this morning. So we have Cordelia. Cordelia is going to tell us. Me, I know some of the story, but I will not tell her story. She will tell her story herself today. If she doesn't tell her story, I will tell part of it. I will tell. Let me tell you guys a very funny story. So that's how Aya and Ife, something happened in the home. Ayo was very upset about something. Ayo had done, Ife had done something. We were not around. Aya was like, "Ah, when the parents come back, according to them, the parents, when the parents come back, I'm going to tell the parents so. They will, I am going to tell. Ife was begging Ayo, don't tell, don't tell, don't tell. We came back as we sat down. Ayo just bloated. This is what Ife just came out of the room. And the only thing she could just say was, tell me, boy, look at you. In fact, that incident cracks me up every time I remember it. Like, I'm like, who is Telly boy? Say, look at you, Telly boy. You just have to tell. And say, So I'm going to be a Telly girl today. So Cordelia, talk to us. How has the inner circle affected your life, your relationship with your children? This same your son that we are talking about, because I know that you have a lot of testimony around that. And shout out to you, Coach Ibuka. Shout out to you for taking all of the
Yes, so my
just those that
very
even
good.
will say, Mama, you don't have that. Then you will have time now. You will help us. You will
Yes,
help me. Help me help these parents. Shout out to you, Coach Ebuka, Coach Etima, Coach Dozie, Coach David. I'm constantly sending, parents to them, and they will not say no. They never get to say any form of no. They just fly. Instruction taking, we move, ma. Let's go there. So tell us, and then your marriage. How has all of this chronicled to be here? And Cordelia is the conclavite. If you don't know it, forget about it. Talk to me, Cordelia.
all right, coach. First of all, I will start by my I'll start with my children. How has the inner circle affected my children? When I joined TIP, or the academy, the inner circle, in December, when we started with everything, I came because you always say, come naked, come, or everything you think you know, pack it and keep it in one corner. I was like, oh, really? So I said, okay, no problem. So I came like this. Every day I would listen. In fact, I would never forget the voice notes that you dropped on the 28th of December. After I listened to that voice note, I sat down and I wept. And I was like, really? Oh my God. Because in that voice note, you specifically said it is not about making new year resolutions, because that's what most of us do. No, that is not the job. It is easy to make new year resolutions, but how are those resolutions going to move you from point A to point B? So that very day I sat down and I decided, I said, yes, I must begin to set my goals now. I must read books, because before TIP, I did not know that they had parenting book. I knew there were books, academic books, but for parenting books or how to raise children, that was news to me. I said, okay, today I will begin to make my change. I will begin to follow the rules. I will begin to build habits into my children, because before we were anyhow, we wake up anywhere belle face, we face there. Anyhow it is, we go that way. No rules, no instruction. In fact, I was more of the authoritarian parent, because that's how I was raised. I was raised by a single mom, and to I would give her flowers, because I have come to understand that that's what she knew, or how she knew how to do what she was doing. I always tell her, in fact, since I joined the academy, anytime we're having a conversation, I would tell her, I'll say, Mommy, do you know I could have gone the other way? Because sometimes she would say, yes, it's because I did this, because I did that. I would laugh. I would say, in the past, maybe before, in 2023, before December, I will agree with you. But with the knowledge that I have now, it is not because you were Margaret Thatcher or you were Abacha regime that made us turn out the way we did. It's just grace, because it could have flipped the other way around. So I didn't know. So I was bringing up my children in that same way I was brought up, because I said, okay, if I turned out okay like this, then sure, they too will turn out this same way I did. It was hell. My children started to lie, all sorts you could imagine. And when I noticed that this bad, negative, or whatever attitudes were more, I would increase my authoritarian attitude because I felt, oh, maybe it's not hard enough. I need to do more. So that day I said, no, the difference will be the difference in the results is in the amount of work I will put in. And it's not putting work in my own way, it's putting in the work with knowledge. I would begin to listen to my children. Before, listen, once I've said, I've said. No, no, it's either my way or no other way. Just go and do it. I will begin to listen to them. I would begin to listen and be able to pick up the default lines in between what they are saying. I would not take control of my teenage son because as at then, he was already a teenager. But I didn't see all that. I didn't know there were ways that you're supposed to communicate with a teenage boy. I said, no, I must begin to get into this boy's world and understand how it truly works. And with your teachings, your voice notes, the webinars, initially, when we had not started doing webinars or the voice notes have not really started coming like that, I was like, okay, how am I going to do all this? It's really going to be difficult. But every day, when you say something, I would implement it. Where they push back, coach, it was war. It was as if I was trying to straighten a bent iron. They
Hmm.
pushed back, they rebelled. It was
Hmm.
it was terrible because they were like, they didn't believe initially that they just felt, oh, in my daughter's, because I have my daughter is 9, and in my daughter's voice, she'll say, Mommy, you're trying to whitewash us. Tomorrow you will change back. They
Wow.
they it didn't make sense to them. So they were like watching from afar to see, okay, this new way, because every day they'll say, Mommy, but you have changed though. You didn't, maybe they do something and I didn't yell. I would, not that I don't want to yell, because in my body I am vibrating to raise my hand. But some people will just say no. If you do this, they're like, we said it, we said it, we said it. It was just whitewash. I will hold myself. I won't say anything. I would let it pass. Then I will call them back and say, okay, what went wrong? Why did this happen? As first of all, values, our first induction, family values, our media plan. When I will call them for meeting, they'll say, Mommy, which one is values again? Which one is media plan? I said, see, let's just be doing it and be going. Anyone I say, let's just be doing it. Because I came to realize that coach says you have 0 to 18 to raise a child. My child is already 13. So that means I have just 5 years to be with this
Hmm.
child. What am I going to do in 5 years? Am I
Hmm.
going to remedy a mess that I've made for 13 years? How am I going to balance this equation up? Sometimes I won't lie, it can be depressing sometimes when you think about, but I'm like, no, 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 no. Coach will say, impossibilities are for the weak. No, 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 no. Oh yeah, sit down, start thinking. A inner circle parent is a thinking parent. What can you do in that 5 years? Collapse it. Coach says collapse it. What can you do? Start running. You know your own race is different from those ones that have small small children. Oh yeah, go to the market, get materials, begin to sew your humility agbada and be going. Anywhere you receive the gbas, just calm down, re-strategize and continue. Even if it's small, that I'm able to turn around and change before I launch him out, at least I'll be comfortable. Now, coach, I put structures, I put everything in place as you instructed. Routines, routine before. What is routine? Everybody will be doing their own thing. I will be the only one doing everything. When food is ready, I'll call them, food is ready. Oh. This one will stroll from his corner. Everybody will start strolling out from wherever they are to come and eat. Once they finish eating, they move. That's how we
Hmm.
were running our my home. But all that changed. It was tough, but
Mm.
I succeeded. Now,
Mm.
you don't even want to know. You don't
Mm.
even want to know. I can go anywhere. From there, I will call, or they will call me. Mom, what's for dinner today? I said, the timetable is pasted there. Check it so you know what to do. Initially, they will make a mess. But I was like, oh God, what am I going to do? Until you brought the solution of SOPs. Coach, even up to how to make pancake, I made an SOP for it. Anything that I teach, I would make an S. If I take this camera to my, well, we have a big board hanging behind me. It's like anybody that comes to my house, they're like, are you selling papers in this house? Why are papers hang? I said, just leave it. Just leave this house as it is. So leave it. This is the season where I am right now because I've realized that sometimes talking is not passing the message. And I realized that part of my weakness was when they seem not to get it right and they come to ask me, it's my trigger point. I will almost get triggered. And once I
Mm.
want to get triggered, I was like, no, hold it. I'm like, the SOP is there. Could we read it and see what it says, what to do? And they just walk there and they do it. My trigger point saved. The person that
Mm.
was supposed to collect gbas saved. So everybody is happy and the home is going smoothly. I do not have time, oh coach. So I must find a way, especially for my son. I must keep my instructions right now. I must keep my instructions and corrections for now because that is not what he needs at this point he is right
Mm.
now. So I said, okay, for him, as I found Koche Buka is my save. In fact, after you, Koche Buka is the savior God has sent to me for that boy.
Mm.
Kochebuka took my son as his son. Kochebuka said, do this, do this, do this. I paid for all the mentorship courses. He went through all the courses and he went into the academy. Even the UK boys camp that they did last year, last minute, Kochebuka said, I want this boy in this camp. I don't do this because it's only people from the academy that comes for this, but because of the situation, I want him there. I bundled him and took him to go and meet Kochebuka. In fact, his report card after that camp was appalling. I said, no problem. Kochebuka said, I'm
Mm.
telling you this not to scare you, but to show
Mm.
you the work that we need to do.
Mm.
Coach, when we went for camp this year, after the
Correct.
camp, Coach Ebuka said, that's my boy. Ah,
Correct.
I say, when you do the work, coach, it show. I
They
say,
show.
God, God, I give you all the glory because it's not me. It's not me. It's not me. He sent people when I needed them. I could have made a mess of the situation. I could have been blaming my village
Mm.
people and treated it because that's it. I had no knowledge
And the
of what.
lineage of your husband.
Yes. I would have been blaming and casting spirits from where
Cordelia, I
I
will
did
tell.
not know.
Now I will tell. Oh my goodness.
That's for my children. In fact, I will come back to them, but let me don't waste too much time. Let me move on to my marriage.
Mm.
Ha Coach, let's not even start because if we start that topic today, we will not leave here. I've
Mm.
been married for 15 years now, and part of that 15 years, 10 years we lived apart. I was in Nigeria, he was here in the UK. I was working in Nigeria, he was here. And our family dynamics at that time was not suitable for us to join him. I was not bothered because I had a good job back in Nigeria. And each time we come over to spend time with my husband, the things that was happening, I was like, no, no, no. I think I like my Nigeria where I am. Let me just remain there. But as the children started to grow, especially my son, it was becoming too much for just me because I started to see that I was struggling. And the only
mm,
way I thought I knew how
mm,
to control him was that authoritative way that I was raised. And my mom called me one day and said, don't make the mistake that I made. Your father was not available. But you see, these children, they
mm.
have a father. He is somewhere.
Wow.
Take them to go and meet their father. I know this arrangement between
Mm,
two of you is convenient. This one is doing their own, that one is doing their own. It is not about you people. These children, especially this boy, he needs his father right now.
mm,
Move.
mm,
Ah, I struggled, coach. I said I was not going. Hey, this my baby girl lifestyle. I beg, I beg, I beg, I beg. I was a madam of my own. Nobody, in fact, I said, no, 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 no. But after everything, I agreed. We packed up and we came here. Coach, that was the beginning of war. When I was going, my mother said something to me. She said, we know
mm,
you've been married for then. That was, I think, 11 or 12, 10 years. But that's on paper. It's now that you want to be married. So when you get there, arrange yourself. I did not understand. We shall pack our load and we came, coach. The first few months was hell. I was
mm,
like, what is this? No, 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 no. I am going back home. I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. It was from one problem. We were like two opposite worlds. And
mm,
why it was a bit difficult for me because I was in control of myself for a long time. So I make my own
mm,
decisions. I do my thing. If you like, I tell you, but if you like, before you even bring, I've done it. I will just tell you so that tomorrow you will not say, I did not tell you. It was hard now having to sit back and wait for someone, or having to say, okay, my opinion will not does not count, or will not do it the way I have said we should do it. Then his own excesses, coach. Let's don't even go
mm,
there. Both
mm,
of us, we were not ready at all.
mm,
I think
mm,
all this now happened the same time I met you, and I told you about it on our first meeting. And you said, no, I beg, I don't do marriage. Oh. Go and meet Gov. He's the one that do marriage. Marriage is too much for me. Let me face my parents. That was how I carried myself quietly. And I went to meet Gov and I booked a session with Gov. Gov runs the Marriage Seal Academy. My first encounter with Gov, I cried from the beginning of our session to the end. Gov was just looking at me. When I finished, he said, have you finished? I said, yes, I finished. He said, cry it all. I cried. He said, okay, now listen. If you do it this way that I have said, you will see results. I said, we will not see any result, Gov, because my husband does not listen to anybody. Nobody in this world he will listen to. Gov said, leave him in this equation now. Pretend he does not exist. It is you, me, and you. He listed everything that I should do. I started to write. I wrote. He said, okay, when you finish doing all these things, come back. I said, okay, I've heard. I went. I was implementing in pain because, coach, trust me, was it easy? He wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because he was not hearing what I was hearing, but I was just doing it because I was hoping to see results. Was I seeing results? Yes, because as at that time, I was already in the inner circle. In fact, last year, December was the best Christmas of our life. He kept on looking at me. He
mm,
was like, don't understand this, your mother now. Abi, let's look from afar. Sometimes you will say, this new, I need to know this Wendy. Hey, I need to know this Wendy because the miracle she's performing in your life. Why? Because I not after the session with Gov, I sat back and I understood what my role was in this whole chaotic thing that was happening. Number one, I wasn't listening. I thought I was listening. I wasn't listening. And I wasn't ready to listen because I was carrying a lot of baggages already from the past. So that had
mm,
beclouded my
mm,
judgment. So anything he says, I will refer.
mm,
I refer back. So I wasn't listening. And I was already looking for a
mm,
way out because in my head, I had done it all. I had tried everything possible. Before I came to Gov, I had gone to other counselors, no results. But immediately I started to listen. Then honor as a skill came. I started to implement all that. The next, when I was registering for marriage seal, I told Gov, I said, he will not join me. Gov said, you join yourself. You join. I joined
mm,
without my husband and I started listening and implementing all that was said. One day, my husband just came and met me and like, can we go for this counseling that you have been singing like a canary bird in this house since? I turned and I looked at him. I said, really? We should go for counseling. He said, okay, now let me even go and see this person that you are talking about. That's how we carried ourselves and we went for counseling with Gov. And that was the beginning of my healing because we found someone that my husband can listen to. That's why when you say, get your sons people that will talk to them and they will listen. Coach, upbringing and your background, it matters a lot. Get people that
mm,
they talk, they will listen to them. Kunle Ologe is the only living human being that my husband listens to when he talks and implements. Every other person, they don't know what they are saying. They cannot talk to him. That was how we joined. He now joined me in the marriage sale and we started moving. Have there been um what's the word? Have there been backslidings or issues? Of course, there have been issues. In fact, there was one very big one that happened. In fact, we thought that was even the end. And my husband said, in fact, this your marriage seal to hell. I was like, me too. I had had it. I went to Gov. Gov, I said, God, this one, I am not listening. And Gov said, okay. And that was his only answer to me. But in my quiet time, I sat down. I was like, why did he just say okay and he didn't say anything more? And a tiny voice said, but really, what do you want him to say? He has told you what to do. So it's left for you to do it that way. And Paul always says, extend grace. Your husband is coming from a lot. His background is different from yours. Learn to extend grace. When he does something, look at it this way that he doesn't know. That is why he's acting this way. Do not lord your knowledge over him because you are opportuned to know doesn't make you better than him. Extend grace. Be
mm,
patient. Your all this chaos was built in 14 years. It will not just all go away just because you have joined one session or you have joined the marriage seal for a number of months. Be patient. Be patient. Keep implementing. Keep talking. Keep portraying what you learn because when you model, that is how they learn. You do not teach people by constant bickering, talking, talking, talking. No, because one day they will shut you out and they don't
mm,
hear you anymore. In fact, my children always tell me that, Mommy, you know all those years when you shout and talk, especially my son. He came up to me one day and he told me, he said, Mommy, you know why I don't, when you go out, when you give instructions and you go out and you come back and it's not done, it's because I did not hear you. And I was like, I don't
mm,
know. He said, yes, when you are talking, I shut down. I said,
mm,
but you are looking at me. He said, yes, I'm looking at you. And I
mm,
know you are seeing me, but I can't hear you. I didn't hear what you said because my brain I created a comfort zone for myself where I go to when you start
mm,
shouting.
mm,
I was like, wow, 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 wow. Hmm. So that's it for my marriage. Oh. I remember one time I came to coach when coach dragged me. Hey God, I was going on and on and on. Why what I did was right. And coach, when she thought to allow you finish. When I finished, I was like, so you think that thing, that area that you did, when she finished, when I got home that day, I sat down and I cried. I was like, why didn't I see the perspective this? Why didn't I see it this way? And that's one gift you have, Ma. The way you explain things just paints a total different picture to the whole thing. And you ask yourself, well, is this the same thing that I just heard? Or is this the same thing that I just read? It can't be. Is coming to my spirituality. I don't understand if it's the same Bible that I have that you have. Because sometimes when you break the verses down, I was like, but I know that thing she's talking about. But how come the ideology has never hit me that way? Yeah, coach, the anointing that you carry, it cannot be questioned. I tell my husband, I said, you see, when we pray, God, please help me, help me. The heavens will not
mm,
open for you to come down to come and help you. He will send his disciples that he has planted with us down here to help us. It will not be left for you to listen or you do not listen. So when you keep
mm,
going back to say, God, but I've been praying, but I've been doing this. He would, if you want to be sincere and listen to that inner voice, you will hear yourself say, but have you really not heard from me? Have you
mm,
really not heard from me?
mm,
Because I have
mm,
sent someone to you, but you did not
mm,
listen. I tell
mm,
my husband, I say, you see these people, they are in our life for a season. So I am going to squeeze them, tie them with wrapper to my back. No matter what it takes, I am here because they are the vessels God has brought to deliver me from the chaotic ways I was
mm,
headed for destruction. So I do not take your mentorship, both yourself and the God, for granted. You are first on my list in everything because my spirituality life has moved from 10 to 100. Is it with my children? We now do devotions. Is it even with my this same husband we're talking about? My
mm,
husband and God, we are from every day I tell her, I say, you and God, now they quarrel safe. I be for your former life. I don't get it. He has no connection, nothing. And it's not his, it's not to his, I wouldn't judge him for it. It's the way he was raised. Growing up, what is church or what is God? Nobody to tell them or to teach them anything about God. But with the help of the marriage seal, Gov, the way they teach us in especially him, that the husband, the man needs to be in control of the home. Teach God to your children, teach God to your family, be the leader. Is he there yet? He's not there yet. He's still struggling. And I extend grace to him because I know
mm,
it will not come automatically. It would come gradually. But my happiness is I see him making the effort. That's okay for
mm,
me. Just make the effort. Because if we do not do this, our son
mm,
will also raise a home just like the
mm,
one we have
mm,
right now because he doesn't
mm,
know. Now we do daily devotions, and that 30 days devotional plan you sent was super amazing because it just breaks it down. Now we do devotions with stories, is more interesting. They look forward to it. Before devotion, everybody will be squeezing face, drawing
mm,
one leg to the other. Race song
mm,
is even problem. To even other is wahala. But now it's something of excitement. They look forward to it. And we've now done it in a way that we also use it as family bonding. Before we go into it, we do activities. It's either we play Uno because they like to play a game called Uno a lot. We play Uno just to warm the atmosphere off. And after that, we say, okay, it's Bible study time, and they are ready. It's just to make it happy for them to participate in it. Now they look forward to activities. Boys are Coach Ebuka. I see. There's no statement I will make that that man's name will not ring in it. Now my son can fast. They do. He does night vigils because they do night vigils in the academy every third Friday of the month. He looks forward to it. He'll come and meet me. Mommy, have they sent the link for video today? These are things that we did not even know exist. Let me not even say we were doing it before. We never used to do it before. Now it is a regular practice. Is it my daughter? Because my daughter is also in Girls Hub with Auntie Etima. The first day Auntie Etima asked them to fast. Hey God. My daughter came and said, Mommy, fast? I said, yes. So they said, you people are fasting today. Auntie Etima said, for the new beginners and the pre-twining, so you see time that you have to stop. But if you can push it, try. She said, Mommy, but I've never fasted. I said, we all have to. Don't worry, I will join you in this fast. That's how we fasted. Every 1 hour, she will come and, Mommy, is it time? Is it time to eat? I said, it's not about to eat, oh. Go and breathe. Because when Auntie Etima sends the fasting plan, there are things to do. There are verses, Psalms to read, things, there's activity. I say we need to read, study the Bible. Fasting is not just about skipping food. You need to study the Bible. You need to sing praises. You need to read. Okay, what are the things that you normally do that you think that you can sacrifice not doing for this period of time? Let's start from there first. You can't do this because this is fast. This is a time we've set aside that you're going to sit with God. That was how we started. But now, Coach, we are fasting gurus. She will even ask me, Mommy, when is our next fasting period? I said they've not sent out the information. No, don't worry, I will let you know. So, Coach, there is growth. Our spirituality, there is growth. Is it in my job? Let's don't even go there, Coach. When I came initially to the UK, because we just came, we are like this is our fourth year here now. When we came initially, that's why they said the community you put yourself in, it matters a lot.
Yes.
We were told, you cannot get the office job, so you cannot get those jobs. Those are for the white people, or those are for this class of people, or those are for those ones. So these are the ones that you should look. I was like, this one, sorry, I cannot have how many years experience where I'm coming from. Then I'll now come and be doing this one. Sorry to people that do it, but that is my own mantra. I cannot. Those people that are doing that one, what are they carrying that I cannot reach there? No, I will try. Let me try. And when they push back, I will ask, what are your reasons for pushing back? If it is something that I do not have, I will go and look for it and bridge that gap. That was how I went. I started submitting application. And yes, people laughed, people mocked and said, you're just wasting your time. You will not get that job you are looking for. I said, no, I will get it. Then Seasons of Life came up with Coach Molola. That one was just what I needed for my focus and push. I said, you see, this particular job I'm looking, you see the season where I am right now, I don't need money. I'm not looking for money. Money will come later. The small time that I have with my children, especially my son, I need something that will make me present at all times. I told my husband, I said, come, you are the man. Go and look for work. If it means you do 5 work, I don't know how you are going to do it. If you think this money that I will be bringing in to support you is not going to be enough, we need to sit down and re-strategize and think. They've taught me to think. Let's look for other incomes, streams of income that can bring money in for us. Because you see, my time, I'm not going to go and do one 12-hour or 24-hour shift for 5 days or 7 days that I will not see my children. in the environment where I am, I need to be conscious. I need to be alert. I need to be attentive. If not, the streets will ruin my children for me. I have seen people, I have seen children, I have seen, let me don't even go far. My own family, my sister. In fact, I had to drag her from all sides. I said, enter this place where I am. Because when I'm talking, the funny thing is when you are talking to people, they don't understand. They don't understand. They will push back. They will look for all reasons to say no. But we did it this. I said, it is not that, but you can see. She said, yes, I can see I can see your children are this, your children are that, but I don't have the time. I laughed. I said, don't let my coach hear you say that. I don't have the time, oh, because that is a forbidden word in this academy. And since you are joining, don't just go and reset your brain. Don't ever use that word if you have the opportunity to come in contact with her. Time is the currency of parenting. If you do not have, you are lost. There is
Yes.
nothing important that you are doing that is as important as your child. They will call her to school. She will say the school is calling her. She doesn't have that time. I say, hey God, I beg you in the name of God, I will pay for you. Enter, enter, because that is the only way I can help you. And if you do not enter, I will not send my children to your house for holiday, because I cannot send my children to your house and you will bring them back. I will start this journey all over again. It's not going to happen. I pulled all my circle of influence. Every house that I know my children go to spend time, I threw all of them into an inner circle. Anytime my children come from school, mommy, my friend, I say, which friend? I say, okay, because I taught them when we did that webinar on how to make friends. I've taught them. I will go and look for the friend's parents, and introduce myself. I want to know you up to your sitting room. I want to know what you do. I want to know how you run your home, because my child is going to be in your space. And I can't be teaching conflicting things, because I realize that when I teach and my children come home, they tend to want to counter it. They're like, but mommy, this is not, but mommy, that. I'm like, no, we can't be doing this. I know we are not where we are yet. It's going to take a long time, because judging from where we are coming from and what they are used to. That's why I tell you, coach, every day, you see this arc, till I die, till they put me inside the ground and say, rest in peace. That's the only way you will not see my name on your list anymore. But for the fact that I am breathing and I'm here, them, their children, their grandchildren, all of us, as we are going, we are entering, we are re-entering, because knowledge,
Amazing.
knowledge is the fruit of all wisdom. You cannot give what you do not have. Let me stop there, coach. Because if you leave me, you'll be here till evening.
Wow! For somebody who said, hey, I had panic attack. Hey, I don't know whether I should go. Were you guys glued to your chair? I couldn't stand up. Somebody is asking how long has Cordelia been in the inner circle. Cordelia is just 11 months in
Months.
here. This is her first time in Yada.
Yes, 11 months.
10 months. This is her very first time in Yada. How did they? I don't know. I'm overwhelmed. I joined. It is not what is chasing you is not enough yet. There is no webinar that Cordelia has missed. Quote me. Go and check in the comment section. For every webinar, you see her name. There is not. And she will not stay at the back, or you will see her name. Her name is there. Cordelia will be live. And, being privy to who Cordelia is. When people say, oh, I'm this person, I'm that person, please, under the table first. Get under the table. Because see, it is not what you are and all of that. It is who you have raised to at the end of the day. It got to a point where you begin to ask yourself questions like, where am I? Where am I going to? What am I supposed to be doing? Who am I raising? And then you look back and you've made all the money. Cordelia have made money too. So some of us have actually seen money, yeah? And you look at the money, you look at all the money, and you're looking at your life and you're wondering, then money, and then what? And then what? which is always the question. When people tell me, oh no, I just live in diaspora. You don't understand. Understand Guinea. When the chips are down, you will run. When people tell me, hey, coach, hey, I don't know. My girl will need to enter this hub. My boy will need, the journey has not started chasing you. When he chases you, and don't allow yourself get to a point where you're chased. Trust me, it's not a good place. It's not a good place where you're running kitty, kitty, kitty. See, in 10 months, this woman has been able to repair tables. I might not, again, I might not be able to tell you all of the details, right? But what she's sharing with you is like 1 million, that song that says a million little miracles. She has just
Yeah.
shared with you one tenth of a million. What has happened in Cordelia's life? But sometimes my husband and I will sit down and we say, more Cordelia and Sonny. Hey, I mean, it's like a talking point for us. We'll be like, oh, I mean, I like the way they have moved. Hey, I mean, we're always excited. Always excited. Always excited. You don't want to know how much. You don't want to know. They are like, we look at them like a miracle because that's what they are. Their
Yeah.
family is a total miracle. Total miracle. And it's because somebody did something. Somebody did something. When you are being chased, you will not
Hmm.
have time for emotionalism. You will
At
not.
all.
What's happening to me? This people's UK network is bad. What happened? Please. I just saw myself off the stream. I thought people would say that if you're abroad, your network will not go off. Mind yourself. I just saw myself off the stream. Come on, what's that now? Yeah, and you know that somebody have done the work. Somebody have done the work. Somebody sat down. You are part of your miracle story. In fact, you are the architect of your miracle story. You, your own, yourself. Now you go run them. Now you go walk them. He told the one for the people that will say we they implement, it they show. If you don't implement, there is nothing that we can do. Cordelia, it was Sandra in the comment section that said our association of ranters. I have some very special people who come to rant at me. They will rant. They will rant. I just love them. Because when they are done ranting, those particular people that seem very stubborn and ranting, they're the ones that listen to the most to. When I finish, they will say, okay, ma, we do it. I remember that very day. Cordelia, I finished ranting to the Master Conclave, and then she came to me. Hey, she ran to that and said, call me on the phone. Let us know what's happening. When she finished calling me, I tried listening to her. When she was done, I said, Madam, you see this thing? This one, I'm not with you. You even go and beg on top. She said, hey, God. I said, no, you'll be all right. When you finish jumping up and down, when you finish, you'll be very okay. And it's not something I say you will jump, oh, it's fine. Me and you like this, know that you shall do it. And she will come, you not finish. She say, okay. This guy you will break down. And then when you're done, they will come back and give me report. And then when I'm like, well done, good and faithful servants. Now can we move on? Can we move on from where we are? Honestly, Cordelia's implementation process it's palpable, and sometimes are there challenges there are, like she said.
Yes.
Sometimes when she gets to the point where she hits a rock, she's like, say, pick up yourself. Will you not sink inside the sand? That what happened? Pick up yourself and let's continue moving. We cannot stop where we move. And then it sounds like all of this, hey, she has done so much. Look at her results. You will only have results if you actually bury yourself into the sand so that you can
Yeah.
sprout. I was saying this morning to the others, most times we don't want our seed, our seeds to actually be in the dark. We don't want to be in the dark because the dark is very dark. but you know the truth. If you allow yourself sink into the dark, you will actually do a lot. So your miracle is as a result of what you are implementing. It's not as a result of how long. It's not how long. No, it is your implementation process. It is your implementation process. You know how it is in church. Some people will come to church, some people will get healed, some people will still say, I don't know. And you're hearing the same thing. It was Debbie yesterday that when she was driving, she was like, is it not the same thing I hear in the inner circle that other people hear? I said, we
I
are all
don't
coming
know.
from
Don't
some
know.
of us are coming from too much a lot that we can't even hear first. And sometimes you are actually in that space where, and this is for everybody who is coming in, right? Who is coming in to the inner circle. And you are actually in that space where you are, thinking to yourself, now that, are you sure I've done all that? I'm very, Ayada was telling me yesterday, while we were in the house in the UK, and she said, Coach, when I was coming in, I just felt, let me just come and see. I beg, me and my children were very close, everything. She said, until my daughter said to me, I've attempted suicide 3 times under my very nose. And meanwhile, so see, others have not shared enough of their stories. So you can't hear all of it. She said, meanwhile, where I was all right. I was doing so well. I was, hey, everything was happening to me. I didn't know that my children were lost. He said that day I wept, dusted myself, and they see me and this inner circle will be that as an inside here. That's where I'll be buried and I'll be said she was a tiny parent until she died. What is chasing you? If what is chasing you have not chased you well, when you will complain. You see all this complaint is that you don't have what is chasing you is not chasing you yet. You get to a point where you are chased. You run like your life depends on it because it really does. Shout out to you, Judge Omolara. And these are people that you will see every day. Judge Omolara is a judge, a high court judge. She's here every single morning. The people who are here are not jobless. Newsflash. They are one of the busiest people I have met in my life. In my life. Sometimes I'm looking at them, I'm like, oh, wow. They're one of the busiest people. So we're not here because hey, we have all the time. We're here because this is an important aspect of our life. Are you going to bury that seed? Are you going to be opening the seed every day and be checking whether it has sprouted? Every day you open the seed dies. It doesn't sprout. But if you allow the seed to remain in the ground, it will actually really sprout. The truth is, if you are actually running, if you're actually on a journey, you won't have the time to complain. I was talking to one of the others in Lagos. That was okay. She said, Coach, I don't even have time to say this is the things that happen to me. I just carry and I ask myself, how do I translate this thing now? And I just move. I'm just moving. Say, Coach, I don't have time for whether it's working. This instruction, can I put it in? It was yesterday while I was listening to Dr. Chidi Dokolo, and he said, I have chosen my heart. As coach is saying, I'm just running and I'm just moving and the instruction is dropping and asking myself, how do I implement it? No time for arguments, no time for necessary sophisticated arguments and how this is better and all. Shout out to you, Judge Omolara. This is Judge. This is the woman her daughter made a first class from the back. From the back. Her daughter told me, say, Coach, I don't know what you did to my mother, but that was my transformational journey. I came out of school, secondary school, the last 5 in my class. And I came out of university, top of the class. Some of these things is not that the child is not smart. It is that the child, you just haven't been able to connect to the child. Trust me, the miracle in your process is about you. You are watching live Cordelia Oputteh. Cordelia, it's a yard. She's the year that
Yes.
she's one of those that in fact she cannot even leave. If she leaves, I'll go and drag her from her house. Like how? How where do you want to go? So my people, they know me and we know ourselves. But they just come to me with their plenty. I say, no, you cannot overwhelm me with all the plenty things. You're right. The other day was Sandra that sent me, was there how many voice notes? As I was listening, I was like, no, you'll be fine. You will be fine. You see this fineness, all of us will be fine at the end of the day. And shout out to you, Sandra. Sandra is the team lead of cohort 1A. Cordelia is in cohort 1A as well. And shout out to
Yeah.
Sonny. In fact, it's such an amazing time. If you're in the UK, better come out. So come out with your spouses. God is still going to be teaching on marriage on tomorrow. You don't want to miss it. There are some people who are graced on mountains to take over, to help families. You heard Cordelia. Cordelia said, my family was brought out of destruction, literally. And we might not explain all of that to you, but trust me, it is true. Let me not be a telly girl this morning. Let's tell the one we can tell. And I usually say that if we say everything we see in the sessions that we have, you will be scared. We will scare you. You'll be scared to your bone marrows. We can't tell you all the story if we want you to actually move forward. We just can't. We'll just be able to just give you the peripheral, and you think that a lot is happening. More than a lot is happening. You're not in the ark, you're outside the ark, flood in Abia, like Coach Ebuka will say. Do not forget, you are the one that will make it happen. My job is to show you what it is, where to go, how to go. And there was something Cordelia said when she was talking about her process. She said, I was that girl, the girl with her own money. Hey, shout out to you guys. To you guys. The Odogu Resi is in the house. I usually tell, it was Pastor Peace Women I was saying, I said, when you become an Odogu Resi, there are issues that come with it. Careful. Very careful, so that you don't run yourself out. Right? It's just so amazing. So amazing, the things that we have to learn. We have to learn in our journey. In our journey. Sandra, shout out to you. Yes, these we're all on that table. On that table. Our journey is different to the girl with our money. You must learn the things to do. You must learn the things to do. You must be able to do it right, and also walk through. You heard Cordelia say today, my husband will listen to God. Once there's, and if you just say God, you just align. As in, like
Yes.
before now, no, let's not go into there. Let's not get there. We will not leave today if we get there. Let's talk about the webinars, Cordelia. Hey, let's talk about the webinars. I'm sure that Cordelia has a lot of webinars in her head.
Good. I have a lot. In fact, when I was thinking about it, I said, how can I streamline 3? God, help me.
Try. You will try. So Cordelia is going to be sharing her top 3 webinars. And when the devil do not want you to use your story to rescue another, it makes you think that your story is not worth it. Look at this story today. I am sure that a lot of people are going to get healed, are going to get motivated, are going to push through boundaries just by hearing the story that Cordelia shared today. Thank you so much for sharing your story again. Thank you for not declining to share your story. Your story is like you've been in TIP for 100 years. It's not how long ago. It is how far you can implement. Alrighty. And shout out to you, Mr. John Boko. I've seen Mr. John on almost all the live streams. And thank you for being here. Alrighty. So talk to us. Pina Seco webinars.
Yes. This was a struggle for me because I couldn't get 3, but finally I brought out the 3 best for me. And for me, the first one was Seasons of Life by Coach Omolola. I don't know what that webinar did for me. After that webinar that day, I sat down, I thought about my life. I was like, okay, where are we now? What is my mantra? What am I doing? Where am I going? Let's forget about the wasted years. Now we are moving forward. What now that you know, it's one thing to know, and it's another thing to know what to do. Now you know, what are you going to do? Sit down, strategize, plan the roadmap. You have given yourself this number of years. Parenting is a journey, it's not a destination. You will not say, I will arrive at that destination in so time. No, you will keep going. Even when these children are married and in their various homes, you will keep parenting them because that is your calling. They are custodians. You are just a caretaker. For God gave you them to take care for Him. So when they return and you are supposed to give account. What are you going to say? Thank God they rescued you, because the slap and conk God would have given you, because you say you made a mess of the things that I kept in your custody. I sat down and I began to plan. Okay, this season where I am, I cannot afford to do this. We cannot afford to do that. Is that the right thing we're supposed to do right now? Yes, but is the situation comfortable for us to do this? No, scratch it. This, we listed out everything on the table. And I called my husband. I said, you see where we are now? We need to run, and we are running like our life depends on it. We are pressed for time. So we must do it with God's grace. That's number one, and with the right direction. So that webinar, it just presented a clear picture. Things that needed to be weeded out, we took them out. Things we needed to replace, we replaced them. Things that were not important at this time. And we called the children and we sat them down and we said, yes, we know this had been a habit in the past, but you see where we are right now, we cannot continue. Yes, we are there pushed back a lot because they were already used to it. But we made them understand that we are all in it together. So it's not just you. We are all going to do this process because we are in a season and
Okay, is it me? Is it Cordelia? I don't know who is frozen. Please confirm who we can hear in the comment section. Let's be sure that the UK network has not done us. Not done us. You know the way we say it, right? Like, oh, it's just Nigerian network. It's not only Nigerian network. People should not deceive yourself. You just come to bobo us with all of these things. In fact, the other day I was in the US, I was streaming, and then my thing just cut off. I said, I don't understand. I just talked to my brother. I said, I don't understand. I thought they
network is
said,
network anywhere,
I thought
coach.
they, I thought they said that in the US that your network used to be just perfect. Nothing is perfect in like that.
Nothing is perfect.
Calm
Nothing
down,
is perfect.
whatever it is, it's okay. Continue, Cordelia.
Okay. So my next webinar for me was honesty as a skill. I needed that webinar so much in my life because, like I said, lying was a habit in my home. As you speak English, that's how it was for us. And it was so painful because I could see that you're lying. But the way they would defend this lie, coach, even me at some point, I want to believe the lie, which I already know is a lie. It was that bad. But that webinar, the way you broke it down, you showed us the causes, why children lie, what to do, how to dig in deep. After that webinar, I called my children and we sat down and we were discussing, because now we don't have confrontations anymore. We now have conversations. So for everything, we sit down and we talk about it. No more authoritarian attitude. I would talk. What do you think? Let me hear your ideas. How should we do it? We would dialogue. When you say your own, me, I will say my own, and I will tell you the reason why I have said my. Okay, you tell me why do you think your own we should do it this way? And we balance it out at the end of the day. I asked them, I said, but why do you people lie? Why do you people find it hard to say it as it is? And they say, Mommy, we are afraid. And in that webinar, you taught us that fear is the beginning of a killer and failure in your life. I said, okay, why are you afraid? They said, because we already know what you will say and we already know what you will do. So it is like in whichever way, let me perish, whichever way, let me just say it as I feel like to say it. I say, God, I'm finished. Hey, how am I going to remedy this? I told myself, I said, do they still lie? Yes, coach, they still lie, but not as much as we used to before. And
Mm.
what gives me joy now is now the lie is like impulse. Like it just comes out and like, oh, mommy, I'm sorry, I just lied. So because
Mm.
it's an inbuilt habit, it's going to take
Mm.
a while for us to turn it around. So when they do something or something happens and I'm inquiring, they lie. But immediately they'll say, oh no, mommy, that's not what happened. I'm sorry. That was a lie. And I said, but
Mm.
why did you lie? He said, I don't know. It just came out. And I was like, it's okay. I understand.
Mm.
It's not the magic is not going to happen in how many months that we've known what the right thing to do now is. But I'm happy and I'm glad that you were able to tell me what the real problem is. I will give you an
Mhm.
example. Last week, we got a call from my son's school that he was going to be excluded for a day. Exclusion means you're not going to come to school for that day. I was like, me of before, hey God, let this child come to this house. His own is finished. And I asked the school what happened, and they explained what happened. I said, okay, fair enough, that's fine. When he got back home, I was like, Ross, what happened? And he was like, Mommy, it's just a misunderstanding. I was like, okay, can you explain what happened? And he was like, I was with my friend, and my friend wanted this, and we were joking. I accidentally pushed her. The person being referring to now is a female. And I was like, okay, stop there. What's part of our family values? What do I always say? I always, and he told me what I always say. He said, Mommy, you always say, never you put your hands on anybody, no matter what, a boy, a girl, anybody. I said, okay, so what happened there? And I was like, Mommy, we were playing. I said, okay, you were playing, that's fine. But the school has said that is not for them. It's harassment because they reviewed the CCTV, and on the CCTV, they can actually see you put your hand on her. There are no voices on the CCTV. It is only picture. So they are judging now based on what they have seen and based on what the other person have
Mm.
said. So what do you think went
Mm.
wrong in this situation? What do you think you could have done? Because that's how we solve issues in my home now. When issues happen, no more punish. In fact, we hardly even do discipline anymore. We'll sit down and we'll outline it. You yourself, you will see where you went wrong, and you will see where what you were supposed to have done that you did not do. Now I said, yes, I believe you. You might have been joking, but we are not there to prove it to them that you were joking because we do not have that evidence.
Yeah.
So now you have learned from this. Now, what do you think you should do next time? And he applied. I said, no problem. Now I need you to go and write me a note because I learned from Gov. Gov said, when the twins they do something wrong, you go and sit in one corner and think it out. When you think it out very well, you will now come back and come and divulge what you have thought. So I am using that and it's working for me seriously. So I sent him, I said, no problem, you go and sit down. Think, write out the steps where you went wrong, what you should have done, going forward, what you should do next. And he brought the
Mm.
paper back. And in that paper, I underlined somewhere where he wrote, I will keep to myself more. And I scratched it. I circled it with red pen. I said, no, I don't need you to keep to yourself. I need you
Yeah.
to make friends. I need you to associate. I need you to play because all those are part of your developmental process. We need them
Mm.
for you to become the man that you will be in future. But I need you to be able to discern, to be able to understand the environment where you are. I need you, if somebody
Mm.
comes and meets you now and say, you do this, I need you to be able to say no and push back and say, as much as I would love to do this, I cannot because it might get me and it will get me in trouble. I will not be able to prove myself. So you see that
Mhm.
situation, we used it as a learning point. So for me, I was
Mm.
happy because he was able to come home on a normal day, coach. My son will lie. He will look for, hey, you have you seen storyteller? Hey God, the story,
Mm.
even me myself, I will be convinced I will go to the school to go and make trouble. I'll say it's a lie, it's this, it's a lie. That's to tell you how oh God. But he was able to come home, tell me what he did, where he went wrong, and coach, for me, that's a win alone. That is a win. So you see that webinar, it showed me where I was going wrong and what I was doing wrong. And I'm working on it and we are progressing with it. My next webinar is understanding your parenting
Mm.
style and how it affects my children. I had to go and start from there because I did not even know who I was. Even me, I did not know who me was. Talk less of the people that I am supposed to be parenting. In fact, I had to study
Mm.
all of them. My children, my husband, all of them. I bought a notebook for everybody. I wrote their names down. Every day, I would do case study of all of them because I needed to, when God says, extend grace to this person you are talking about because he does not understand. I said, okay, this is the beginning of my grace. Let me start from here.
Mm.
Anytime anything happens, I will write it down. I would look at it critically and say, okay, why is he acting this way? Why is he doing
Mm.
this? Why is it
Mm.
this happening this way? And that webinar just made it easy for me because I began to understand. I began to understand the different style to use for each and every one of them. Is it about, and that book, Why You Act the Way You Do, it just cemented the whole thing for me because I now understood, oh, this one is choleric, this one is this one is that. That's why he's laid back. That because for some reason I will not understand why we have an issue and I'll be the one jumping up and down like a kangaroo, jumping, and you are just there. You are not moved. You are not, coach. I wasn't raised or wired that way. The way I was raised, my mother always used to say, and that's bad, another bad parenting that was sold into my life. My mother will always say, don't wait for a man. Anything that you have to do, get up and do it. You can do it.
Mm.
You can't say because the man is not doing it, you will not do it.
Mm.
Eh? After you taught us that I'm not Deborah, I say, mommy, they say I'm not Deborah,
Mm.
so I cannot be doing man things anymore. Let the man do his own man thing. Since I started the implementation, it's like they added 10 years back to my age. I became calm.
Mm.
Let man do man work. Let woman do woman work. Coach, I'm in this house with a man. Maybe because I was by myself for a long time. I was plumber, carpenter,
Mm.
shoemaker, mother,
Mm.
father, cook,
Mm.
driver. I was everything.
Mm.
I carried all those my baggages down here. Getting here, I want to do everything by myself.
Mm.
I want to do it the way I want it to be done. If that way is not done, it's not a problem. When something is on ground and he says wait, I'll say
Mm.
why are we waiting? I beg, we can't wait. Don't worry, I'll do it. I've gone to do it. After that, I was like, no way, no way, no way. And trust me, coach, when you give a man his leadership position, every other thing will just be aligning. Since I stepped back and allowed him to be the champion
Mm.
that he is, coach, forget. Now, you see that position I
Mm.
yearned for to have. It's so funny because he will still come back to me to ask me that, oh, okay, do you think we should do it this way? I'm going to do it or in my mind, I would laugh, I would smile. And it would turn out to be the same way that I so want us to do it. But what's the
Mm.
change? Because I stepped back and I allowed him to do it.
Mm.
Is it easy? Oh, trust me, it's not easy. Because sometimes I will sit down, be shaking my leg. Hey, God. Thank God for Coach Wendy. Thank God for Kunle Ologi. I will hold myself. I'll say, Cordelia, be patient. Calm down. Be calm. Calm, calm, calm. He will do it. He will do it. I will walk past that thing like 100 times. It's still not done. I'll say, no, don't do it. Oh, don't do it. When he sees it's not done, you like, okay. I've been looking at you, waiting for you to come and tell me that. Have you not done this thing? I'm like, no, that was Cordelia of before. In fact, the last time we had a session with Gov, he said it. He said that was Cordelia of before. You need to thank your wife for me because this new Cordelia we're seeing, I don't understand where she came from. So, coach, it is hard sometimes, but is it the right thing to do? Yes, it's the right thing to do. In fact, let me just add small to it. The last one, creating the wife in training manual. Coach, you see that webinar, it was the bomb for me. Because if I knew that, you see this chaoticness that we are in right now, I'm not sure we would have experienced any of it. That we even were at the did I mention that before I sat with Gov, the what was on the table was divorce. Everybody was all right. It's okay, it's okay. It's not working, it's not by force. Be going, let me be going, please. That was where we are. And to look back today and see that these same people we're talking about is us. Coach, take your flowers. You see those flowers they gave you at the airport yesterday? It's not enough. If I can bring truckload of
I
them when I'm
collected plenty flowers.
ah,
Okay.
coach, you get oil for head. You get oil for head. I reverence you. I doff my cap for you because I do not know how you do it, ma. Please keep saving lives. There are lives out there that needs to be saved. It's just that they do not know where to go for this salvation we are talking about. If everybody knew where to go, life would be worth living. Thank you, ma.
Mm. Amazing, amazing. We just want to keep listening to Cordelia. Semira, I'm seeing Semira today. Shout out to
That's
you.
my
You know, when she
yes.
said, it was my community partner that said, Semira, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Because that's how we wouldn't have heard this thing that we're hearing today. Like, devil or Shebi equates to the wicked. According to Coach Ebuka. What is it? Thank you so much, Cordelia, for sharing your journey. You know, I didn't want, to push. I always, allow people sharing their journey to actually get to the point. You know, when a lot of people actually come to me and say, see, I'm leaving. I have a couple, they are separated, they have filed for the divorce. And then they came into the inner circle. As they came in, and the woman reached out to me and said, I'm on the way to report. I said, can you give me 1 year before you sign the papers? So like, coach, no, no, what am I saying? Hey, that's how I was like, just 1 year. It's been 10 months. They are back together. They are working together. They are in the couples conclave. They are pushing their journey. They are doing amazing. They sent me a note. I cried when I read it. And I said to myself, even if you are there shouting, hey, coach, she's like this. I don't like her. I don't forget it. We're doing this thing for life. You can't even discourage me in any way. What? Do you know the number of testimonials that pour in? I just saw one of the testimonials for 2022. The other came in and said, I was on the verge of divorce. And I came in here, and this woman said to me, can you hold on? And look at me. Now this is 2024. Yeah, she has the sweetest marriage ever. Sweetest marriage ever. About whether all these things they are doing. Are you sure this thing is working? Who told you? What are you talking about? We have palpable salvation, testimonial that will get you glued to where you're seated. Look at Cordelia's story, right? I still remember when, when she said, no, I'm going, everybody will go their way. Coach, I can do it. I said, they are traumatized though. This tea are staying now. The trauma is coming in front. Can we reanalyze this thing? One of those days I remember when we were talking, and I said to her, I said, I'm not saying that Sonny is a perfect person, but today you have your own. She just looked at me, this guy, coach. I say, yes, you do. You do have
Okay.
your own. Can we start with your own?
Oh,
Leave the next
that's
person.
very
And if you're
interesting.
listening to me, you are wondering whether this thing is, if this thing will work or will it not. No, are you sure and all of that? Trust me. You're listening to life stories. I have not, this is the first time I'm hearing major parts of these conversations, right? To you. Cordelia, someone is listening to you and they are wondering, why do I even need to be here? My children are already, I'm already struggling. I already have teenagers. It's already choking me. I don't know where else to go. I don't know what to do. Are you sure that you are sure that this thing really worked for you? And
Hmm.
I am in diaspora. You know the way we say it. I'm in the UK. I'm in the US. I cannot. This thing is not the that is same. Are you sure it works here? Over to you, Cordelia. Advise them, please, so that they can hear from you.
This advice is for everyone in new coming in Yadas, my fellow Yadas already in existence, including the ones in the back that feel they have no evidence to show. Just do the work. Take the bold step. Even if you feel we are just 1 month to close out this 2024 cohort, you can still do something in 1 month. Trust me. Don't let fear hold you back because growth happens outside of your comfort zone. Pick yourself up. Tell yourself, even if
Mm,
it's one thing, coach always says it, even if it's one thing, just write it down and say, you see this one thing, at least let it be on record that from December to November, I achieved just this one thing. Frame it, hang it like a
mm,
placard in your house. It will give you that self boost. Try to implement no matter how small. If you get stuck, I've seen people, I've reached out to people and they're like, I've not been following. No, I got this. I said, you've not been following and you did not reach out. You did not speak up. They said a closed mouth is a closed destiny. If you close your mouth, no solution will come to you. Open your mouth so people
mm.
can help you. What is your problem? People will give you solutions. We have a group in the UK that was, in fact, that group is the most resourceful group I have ever seen in my life. Just put one thing there, the way people would respond with information are like, oh my God. So stop wallowing in your difficulties. Come out and seek help. There is help. Seek help in the right places. Look for like minds, people that can help you
Yeah.
in a situation that will bring out positivity.
Mm,
Because trust me, there's help everywhere. It depends on where you go and seek the help.
mm,
You can go and seek help somewhere and they will lead you astray. You see,
mm,
this TIP is not about tips and
mm,
hacks. If you tell yourself, oh, I will just be listening to Tuesday Live, I'll just be doing this, it will never be enough. Like I said, you can talk, but they will not understand until you hear it. Because even me in this
mm,
group, some things I hear, they sound ridiculous to me. I'm like, oh my God. But because I have told myself this is a journey, I don't have time to be questioning, oh, if they do it like why they know. I don't have that time. For this person to tell me, do this, she has
mm,
done it 1,000 times and gotten results. So who am I? She has the time. Me that don't even have time. I will now sit down in one place and be questioning. The time that I'm using to question it, I have moved. I am not a tree. I will move, like coach always
mm,
say. Move.
mm,
If you do not move, you will
mm,
not get
mm,
answers. I'm begging anybody. If
mm,
it's about money, they have said it. In fact, we're rounding up this my intentional parenting journey. Everybody that has come have been saying it from the beginning. Go and borrow money. Borrow money and enter. I saw a message that
mm,
came in the group, and the person said, don't even give me the money. Send the money to academy and give me receipts. That's all I ask. And I will show them that I have entered. That is somebody that wants to save their life and the life of their family. Look for this
mm,
money anyway, because
mm.
we can only talk. We can only come here and tell you our own testimonies. Are you not curious to want to have your own testimony, to actually want to see this thing when these people they talk, it true they work. Nah scam. Enter and come and see if it's really scam. And it's not just entering. You can enter a boat and you will still drown. Trust me. You can
Mm.
be in a boat and
Aye.
drown because you are not properly equipped. Have you not heard that when they say a boat capsized, some survived, some did not survive? Why? Because the ones that survived were
Mm,
properly equipped
mm,
and they were ready.
mm,
You that died,
mm,
you were not ready. So enter the boat,
mm,
find a comfortable space, and be ready. Run with whatever instructions you are given. Because trust me, this is a place where results, solutions are provided. All you have to do is implement and leave the rest. Like Coach says, we are over 5,000, if not more. She cannot be in everybody's house. Wetin happen? We want to kill her. You see the way she's popping. Let's leave her for her husband to pop that way. She can only sit in her house and tell us what to do. It is now left for you. Sit in your own house and do what she has said. I have joined the bandwagon to say, if you enter and you do not get that result, I will give you your money back. Trust me. Because on the first day, your money has finished. Coach is undercharging us for this. No, she's undercharging for it. So I'm begging. This is me appealing to the world because I know the world is actually listening. This is a revolution for our time. Let us help our children's
mm,
generation. Millennials, that's us. They did not get it right with us. We did not turn out right. I don't care, no matter how you want to say it. Let us help our
mm,
children get it right for their
mm,
generation. Because what is out there, especially in diaspora, I do not even want to go over it. We all know. And
mm,
the only thing that will differentiate us is what they know. What do they know? What have you taught them? What do you know? Because you cannot fill from an empty
mm,
tank. It is impossible. You need to go somewhere where they will fill your tank
mm.
so you can pour into the tank of your children. Thank you, Coach.
Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. This is the time where you share all of the flowers and the fire emoji. Somebody said, it's like in this inner circle, you guys are always excited. We are always excited. Oh,
Yes,
Molly just makes
we
you
have
go
extras.
haywire. Like we are super, super excited people. We don't sink when we get to the point where we see a mountain. No, we don't also stay at the foot of the mountain. Oh boy, we climb the mountain and we stay at the top of the mountain where we scream on top of our voices and say, yes, we have conquered the mountain. And we don't look for where there are no mountains. We actually approach the mountains head on, head on, and we are not scared of it. I love how Cordelia ended this conversation. She said, get into the ark. But while you are in the ark, get equipped so that when the boat rocks, you will not drown. Are you in the ark and ill equipped? When the boat rocks, you will drown, oh, even though you are inside. So get equipped. Make sure that you have your jacket. Others have insight. The way that they have broken up all of this insight is something else. What a journey. Somebody said, this is that webinar. Somebody said, I'm running to pay my 70K balance. What a webinar. It is, in fact, a webinar from start to finish. From start to finish, there is nothing to say. All right. There's a highlight. It was highlight is Professor Chris second that said highlight back to back. Highlight back to back. So much insight, so much to give, so much to say. Don't sit at the rock, don't sit at the side, don't be there, emotionalizing your process, like we say in the inner circle. Be there and tell yourself, I am moving. I am moving. Thank you for joining us this morning. And I'm sure that if we leave here, we will be glued to our chair listening to Cordelia. It's such a palpable testimony. Guys, can you feel it? Can you feel it? And Cordelia said, if you're paying 100K, you're being on the chart. It's not that Cordelia said it. I know that you're being on the value you get is being on the chart. How do you get it? A voice note every day for 305 days, webinar every week. Like how? How do you want to pay 100K for it? Trust me, it is not because, oh, you have paid 100K. Some people are wondering, 100K, hey, it's too much. No, it is not. You're paying 200 and something naira per day. Who teaches you what you get in the inner circle? For 200 and something naira per day. Who? Less than a bottle of Coke. So it's not like we do not know. No. I'm sure some people are saying, I don't say it to coach so that coach will not go and increase the fee. No, we know the worth of inner circle. The inner circle is highly discounted, heavily discounted. And we know what we're doing because we want people to actually have access to the right kind of knowledge. Don't sit here and wait until you run to run kitty kitty. If you started this journey with us, you had Cordelia. Cordelia found me when she thought that her village people, scratch that. Her husband's family have come for an attack. Hey, husband's family collected today. Who else collected? UK. Everywhere there were too many collections around. And then she got here and I told her it's not your husband's family, man. It is your problem. You are the problem. Can you work on yourself and look at Cordelia today and look at what it is she has been able to do? And if you're asking, how long has Cordelia been here? 10 months. This is the 11th month. And she said something as she was ending. You are in the 11th hour miracle. 1 month can do a lot. Pay for your 2025 inner circle. Sit back and do something in 1 month. You will see results. See, except it's not me. I always say it. People say, how are you so sure that what it is that you're saying works? I know with exactitude. I am not guessing. I'm not teaching you guesswork because I know what I heard. I know the things I have seen. It's not you now went to Google, you now copied it, and now came and I know with exactitude that if you implement the things that I teach, that you are going to see palpable result that your enemies cannot be able to gainsay nor resist. Thank you again, Cordelia, for being so vulnerable with your journey this morning. Thank you again for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for doing this with me. And thank you for collecting the baskets that I give you in private, very
Bring it
graciously.
on, coach. Bring it. I will take it.
Very, very graciously. Thank you for the honor. Thank you for the love. Of course, you know that I love you. I honor you.
I love
I
you too,
can't
coach.
wait to see you tomorrow.
I can't
Thank
wait.
you. All right. So as we round off, say one word. What is that one word you want to leave with your listeners today?
One word. Parenting is learnt. It is not assumed. Go and learn it. This is the place to learn it. That's all.
Amazing, amazing. We just listened to Cordelia Oputteh. And yes, we are done. We have even 10 minutes over. Cordelia gave us as a back-to-back kind of learning. Even me, I was writing notes. I'm a very good student, though. I write notes. You teach me, I write, and I go and implement. I was beginning, and a yada who is a natural hair guru said, Coach, this is your hair. I'm not understanding it. Let's run. I said, I'm a good student. I shall bring you results. She said, Coach, look at the products. These are the things you do. I said, me like this. I'm a very good student. Sally took on Dr. Happiness. I said, you guys don't even know me. I will learn and I will bring results. I'm not one of those that argue professionalism. Why? I'm arguing what you know. How? Because how do I know it? If I know it, why am I? Why is my hair not popping long to my nose, to my mouth? They say, Coach, we want your hair to reach your mouth. I say, hey, I'm in trouble. I'm going to give, and now you will see that hair. That's I will show you how popping and how a learner can be. So learn. Everything in life is learned. And that's one of the things that have helped me to be where I am. I'm going to leave you now, Cordelia, to join the rest of the hustle for the day. And of course, look forward to seeing you.
See you
Shout out to
tomorrow.
Mr. Sonny. Tell him we're going to make some noise tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yay! Thank you,
Yes.
coach.
And if you're wondering what it is that we are raving about, it's Summit UK. We're in Birmingham, and it's going to be happening in Birmingham. You're not there, you are on your own, something is going to erupt. Just be there. Find yourself to the location. Yay! I'm going to play you a video after this so that you can see. And you can see how I came popping right in your faces. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to actually be there with you. And trust me, if you have not registered for the inner circle, you've not completed your fee, you are still thinking, hey, do I know? Are you sure? You're on your own. Me, I know. I'm not asking you whether you know. I am telling you that I know that if you carry out the things you hear, your life for life. I know that. Again, I'm not sharing you guesswork. What I'm learning is not, what I'm teaching is not guesswork. You can go anywhere. You can say, oh, I have attended plenty, parenting this thing and all of that. It doesn't really work. It's not here. It works with every fiber in me. It does work. Thank you again for joining me this morning. Thank you again for being here. Thank you for joining me to share. And thank you. Shout out to Cordelia Oputteh. Cordelia, in fact, my mind is blown. I am so amazed at what God can do if a man agrees. Impossibility, like Cordelia said, is for the weak. Never think that anything is impossible. Everything, the word impossible is possible. Think about it today. Join us in the inner circle. Don't finish this webinar without going to send that 100K. That 100K, send it and get inside. Must you pay? I'm sure some people are watching. Must you pay this thing? What can you buy the truth and sell it? You will pay. And if you don't pay now, you will pay later, like Chidodo Kolu said yesterday. You will pay later now. If that way you do the time, you will pay. You will pay like Cordelia. I know how much Cordelia spent on that first day. Talking to me, talking to Coach Ebuka, day one. And she doesn't have to run all that kata anymore. Please remember that I said that my one-on-one from January 1st, 2025 is 200K per hour. So that you don't come and say, this woman, she just likes money. Please, I just like my life and my time. So you don't kill me on top of problems, and join the inner circle. Learn the process. And when you finish one-on-one with me, you will still come back and join the inner circle. That will still be your solution. So why not start now? Why not start already? Why not start already? I know that you're questioning a lot of things, but just enter. Do as if you're blind and enter. Alrighty, see you guys in Birmingham tomorrow. If you're not there already, start joining through. Start coming. Something is going to shift in your life. Your life, you can actually have the same encounter that Cordelia had if you believe. Thank you so much for joining me today. Book your slot if you're a couple. Join as a couple, 170,000 per annum. You saw the Odo Colos yesterday. Joining as a couple is a lot. It changes something, shifts something. But if you cannot, start with yourself. Start with yourself. All right, it's time to go. Let me go and lie down under the duvet. The cold is colding me in the UK. You guys, my nose, I came in as I dropped in, my nose just got blocked. I'm like, oh, boy, can I survive this trip? I've survived a lot already. I'm here, popping, ready. I don't even think it. I've taken my bath, ready to pop and all of that. Let's go there. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Please, if you see Cordelia, give her a hug. Cohort 1A Yadas, shout out to you guys. See you again on Monday, all right, at 8 a.m., where we continue on this journey. Have an amazing day.
Birmingham, are you ready? On the 26th of October, Coach Wendy is coming to Birmingham.
So what can you expect? Parenting insights that will help.
Birmingham, are you ready? On the 26th of October, Coach Wendy is coming to Birmingham.
So what can you expect? Parenting insights that will help revolutionize your approach. Mindset shifts that will help you raise confident and empowered kids. Support and encouragement from a community of like-minded parents. You don't want to miss it.
It's a networking opportunity within a thriving parenting community. And it's also a place where you get real life examples and solutions to your parenting roadblocks. It's going to be a judgment-free zone where you're open to discuss all your parenting concerns, and it's an opportunity to learn and to be impacted by a world-class parent coach.
It's going to be amazing, insightful, and life transforming.
Coach Wendy, Coach Kunle, and Coach Ebuka will be speaking to us on this day conference. You don't want to miss it.
Come and receive skills, tools, strategies that will help you in your parenting.
To register, use the link on the screen or scan the barcode to pay the fee of £53.
Arrival time is 9:15 British Standard Time.
I will certainly be there.
I will be there.
10,000 copies of these books pre-ordered already. Have you been able to pre-order my latest books? Raising the boy you don't need to bail out, Raising the girl with sense, Raising the trophy child is congratulations, celebrations, and challenges, the parenting advantage, and sex educate your child like a pro volume 4. These are all my latest books, and for 28,000 naira, you can get all of this bundle instead of paying a 40,000 naira, a whooping 12,000 naira discount. If you're buying individual copies, you would pre-order them at 6,000 naira each copy. You'll still be spending or saving some 2,000 naira to it. Join us now to be part of the people who are revolutionizing parenting. These books will save your life.